This year's local celebration of International Day of Peace will take place on September 24th at Boston Common. Joining us are the event's co-organizers, Reverend Rodney E. Dailey and Ian Harrington. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks. Nice to be here again.
I want to start with Reverend Dailey. A lot of peace events, anti-violence events in Boston. What's different about this?
Well, this one is the International Day of Peace. So it is simultaneous peace activities going on all around the country. Now, the 21st of September was the original date. And so there's some things happening then, but all the way from the 21st to the 24th, there's this great thing. The other reason it's so great this year, too, is because the day before, there are like 6,000 some odd people out on the Boston Commons making this huge peace sign made out of people. And hopefully we'll break the Guinness World Book of Records. I think Children's Service of Roxbury is making that happen along with the Rending Group. And we're hoping they'll come right over on Sunday and continue.
Ian, this event has a local history, but it also has a broader history. Fill us in on that.
Well, back in 1981 or 82, the United Nations established an International Day of Peace. And in the early 90s, that was set up to be September 21st every year. And so every year since then, it's been celebrated around the world. And this is the 8th year that we've had a local celebration of the United Nations International Day of Peace.
Now, of course, now that you brought up the United Nations, I mean, here we are earlier this week, President Trump at the UN, talking about how much military power we have and, even possibly threatening to, destroy a country completely. I mean, I guess this is a timely time.
Peace is much needed at this time, is what we both feel, both internationally and locally. And so we are establishing in our celebrations on Sunday, a wide variety of cultures are involved in our event. And it's because of the theme this year, which is Together for Peace, respect, safety, and dignity for all. And we feel that all should be included, and we're doing our best to include all in our event.
Reverend, you've had a strong local focus on peace and violence prevention. How is that going to be reflected at this event?
Well, gang peace, the theme of gang peace, the theme of street peace, the theme of peace amongst young people and adults is all part of this. We need peace. Like you just shared about, the country has a leader who could easily end up with us being at war, and we really need to let the power of peace, prevail. Wars are no good for anybody. It's not good for the winner, so to speak, or the loser. I mean, there's always death, and a lot of death during the process, regardless of how much technology we think we have. And it just sends the wrong message. It sends the wrong message to our children. It sends the wrong message. In some ways, we begin to start looking like bullies. So from the international understanding that peace prevails, peace can allow us to find some form of platform to resolve a situation if we want to. If you just have one person being a bully, trying to overshadow another, then it's not going to be peaceful, because you're going to have someone that may be talking peace and the other one talking about crushing them. That's just not what we want.
This is BNN News, and we're talking with the co-organizers of the International Day of Peace, Reverend Rodney E. Dailey, and also with us is Ian Harrington. Ian, what about the mixture of things that are going to be on the Common that people are going to be able to see and hear?
Well, we're going to have a mixture of song, music. We have a cellist who's going to be who's a very skilled cellist, and then we have a drummer who's going to play some very moving music, and then we also are expecting to have a klezmer band, and so there's a wide variety of music, and then in addition to that, we'll have some liturgical dancing and some participatory dance with those people involved, and then we'll also have poetry, spoken word, and then a few just speeches by people who talking about what they do locally in peace work. One thing that's new this year is we're also going to have 3 workshops after everything's finished on the Common. 2 of them at the Beacon Hill Friends House and one at the Church on the Hill.
Rodney, you both have been at these events before, and what this means is you get people coming together who normally don't come together. So what's that like?
I mean, we have people coming together that some do come together, but some that normally don't get a chance or opportunity to come together. So we have the cooperative Metropolitan Ministries coming together with us, with St. Paul AME Church, with the Quakers, the Friends of Cambridge. We have just a number of we have a list over here.
Well, what's the flavor of that like, though?
It's like, why haven't we done this earlier in the year? And why don't we do this all year? It's it's about reconciliation. It's about peace. It's about prayer. It's about just merging together. At the end of the event, we march over to the Peace Park on the other side of the State House to remember all of our young people and old people who have been lost to violence in the city. It's about an opportunity for individuals to share their organizations on tables that they're displaying all the information all around at the event. And so we believe that this will replace some of the hatred that's been on the Boston Commons over the last few months.
Yes, we know about that as well. Ian, finally, the exact time of this event on the 24th?
It starts at 1 o'clock on Sunday, September 24th, and goes to about 3 on the Common, and then the walk to the Garden of Peace, and then the workshops start at 3:30.
Yeah. And Reverend Dailey, you've got a website or a Facebook with some info as well?
Right, it's www.idpboston.org. And you can go there, you can see last year's and the year before events and so forth. Just plan to come after church if you go to church. If not, just plan to come from 1 to 3 out on the Boston Commons. And then after that, from 3:30 on, we'll have workshops in different locations.
Thank you both very much, Reverend Rodney E. Dailey and Ian Harrington, for International Day of Peace.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
We'll have more news in just a moment.